Following an historic home opener over the weekend, the home team looks to continue the unbeaten streak in their first ever season. It's a battle of the Blues in Annapolis and Charlottesville. We welcome you into Navy Marine Corps Memorial Stadium. Brendan Hartlove, delighted to be alongside Michelle Rodriguez-Smith. Welcome to the broadcast.
Thank you. I'm happy to be here.
So, Michelle, it is really exciting to have a women's team here in Annapolis. What does it mean for the community to have this team to rally behind?
Yeah, absolutely. I think it's a great opportunity for players and families to get a little closer to high-level soccer, and this is a great environment for it. And
there was a great environment on Saturday night for that opening win, which saw a USLW record as we take a look back at the highlights from that game. And, Michelle, it was a lot of saves by McKella that really kept him in it.
Yeah, awesome. You can see her parry that over the crossbar there, and here she is smothering that shot there. She did a fantastic job of keeping a clean sheet for the Annapolis Blues on their first opening game.
And it, in the end, was a scrappy goal. It wasn't pretty, but they all count the same for Annapolis.
Yeah, absolutely. And there's the corner kick score there. So important to get that clean sheet and that victory at home.
And so they'll look to continue that streak tonight as they take on the Charlottesville Blues. Starting 11s and kickoff coming up after this on NBC Sports Engine.
Hi, I'm Dr. Heather Nesty, Medical Director of Chesapeake Eye Care and Laser Center. As the official eye care provider and broadcast sponsor of the Annapolis Blues, we are pleased to give you the ability to see today's game. Chesapeake Eye Care is a multi-specialty eye care practice covering all your vision care needs, from LASIK to cataract surgery and even aesthetic services. We're conveniently located inside the Sajak Pavilion in Annapolis. Call 1-877-DOCTOR for 2020 to schedule your next eye care appointment. And let's go, Blues!
The Annapolis Blues are making waves. Luminous Health is proud to be the official healthcare partner of the Blues this season. Together, we're teaming up to champion a healthier, stronger community. From injury prevention to recovery, our orthopedic specialists keep local athletes in the game. 2 local organizations, 1 winning team.
Back here on NBC Sports Engine, we'll get you our starting lineups presented by YTech, seeking top computer engineering and cybersecurity professionals. Join them today at ytech.com/careers. And Michelle, as we take a look at the starting 11s for these teams, when we look at Charlottesville, they've kind of struggled to score goals, so they're really going to have to defend. Sophia DeSerbe in goal. She's going to have to pass the test that Annapolis gives them.
Yeah, absolutely. And they're going to have to figure out a way to get their numbers forward and try and get some points on the board.
And for Annapolis, we saw some great saves from her in the open, but Abby McKella had a really strong performance in goal, but credit to some of the defenders in front of her too, of course.
Yeah, and I believe that Coach Ashley Kennedy said that she is not starting tonight, and they're going to give the other goalkeeper a chance to play tonight. So should be a good opportunity for the goalkeeper to show her stuff tonight.
So as the teams break the huddles, we're moments away from kickoff here in the second ever home game for the Annapolis Blues women's team. They're playing the Charlottesville Blues, and we're going to take a look now at our keys to the game presented by Adaptic Engineering, software development, system engineering, and cybersecurity solutions in support of the intelligence community. Check them out at goadaptic.com. Michelle, for Charlottesville, like I said, they're going to need to score.
Yeah, absolutely. And, you know, they're a team that has a coach that has a lot of experience at the college level, and I believe this is his first season here with the W League team. So, you know, first season that they're figuring things out, but we'll see how they do tonight.
And for Ashley Kennedy, there's a couple things she's going to want to focus on. One is that maintaining of possession.
Maintaining possessions, getting their numbers forward, trying to score more goals. You know, they're halfway through the season. They just moved up a point in the power rankings, so they're going to look to obviously make sure that they are continue to climb up those power rankings.
And you've coached teams before where all the players have kind of come from different places, and you're trying to get them to gel and gel kind of quickly. What are some of the challenges of getting them all on the same page so fast?
Yeah, for sure. It's a challenge to get them all to play, you know, the style of soccer that you want them to play. But luckily, Annapolis Blues has a lot of hometown players, homegrown players, so they should be familiar with each other, either playing in college or certainly having grown up together playing at the club level.
Underway from Navy Marine Corps Memorial Stadium, the second ever home game for the Annapolis Blues women's team after that USLW League record attendance that we saw on Saturday night is the headliner of that doubleheader with the men's team that also got a victory and set a USL League 2 attendance record. So numbers showing out here in Annapolis. The Blues are in the, you guessed it, all Blues. And actually, I guess I'm going to need to start specifying which Blues we're talking about tonight, because we also have the Charlottesville Blues. So I guess a battle for the true blue title.
I'll go with the light blue.
I think it's fair to assume that our default Blues will be the Annapolis here at Navy Marine Corps Memorial Stadium. So Annapolis looking to build out of the back. Goes to Hannah Phillips and forward.
Nice little give and go down the flank to try and advance the ball up the field.
Now Charlottesville looking to get in behind here. The chipped attempt, but the flag is up on the far side for offside. It was finished well by Sandy Martins, but a bit too eager to get behind the Annapolis back line.
Yeah, you want your forwards to test that line, but she was clearly off.
So we'll take another look at that play to see just how far offside Martins might have been, and it was maybe a little bit closer than meets the eye. Certainly made no mistake on the finish. So roll out of play on the near side for a Charlottesville throw-in. Again, Charlottesville, a team that hasn't had the greatest of starts this season. These two teams have played once already, and it was a 3-0 win for the Blues as Annapolis comes down the right, and not able to wrap her foot around that one was Riley DiMartino out of Potomac, Maryland.
Yeah, you can see Ashley Kennedy's team's attack as they try and look for combinations down the sideline to advance the ball again.
How important are those wide areas? Because we hear coaches talk about it all the time, and the game is won and lost in the midfield, but the wings are probably 1B on that list.
That is something that Coach Kennedy did mention to me before the start of the game, that they're going to look to try and get their width through their midfield and also through their outside back, so you can see they're trying to do that right away in the early minutes of this game.
We'll see if Charlottesville is able to play out of the back with the Annapolis pressure. Goes all the way back to the goalkeeper, Sophia Deserbe. Clips it over to the near side. Off the head of Riley DiMartino. Two of the DiMartino sisters playing together. Delaney also out there. Now shifting onto the left foot. Early shot for Annapolis and an early save for Sophia Deserbe.
3 minutes into the game, and we already got a shot from the Annapolis Blues. I like that.
Shot coming from Gabby Wisbeck, one of many players to play under Ashley Kennedy at Archbishop Spalding. Now Charlottesville trying to squeeze through, but Riley DiMartino has been very active on the right-hand side in the early goings. Another good crowd on hand for a Wednesday night. Good play here in the midfield. Or comes back to Ava Schultz. Schultz has to step in to try to win it back, but it's given away to Charlottesville. Tacked away once more by the Blues. First time pass into the right channel, and it'll be comfortable for Deserbe. Plays collegiately at James Madison. Started every game for the Dukes as a freshman a year ago.
Yeah, and here we can see the Annapolis Blues shifting over and trying to keep Charlottesville on that right side of the field.
And how tough is it to play a team twice, pretty close back-to-back? I mean, that last game was just on the 24th of May. Is it easier because there's some familiarity, or harder because that other team also has some of that familiarity?
Yeah, it can go both ways. I mean, sometimes you can get confidence off of that first game, but then other times, players can get a little complacent. Depending on the results, and that's where the coach has to make sure that she comes in and she reminds them of all the things that are important the second time around.
And you know Ashley Kennedy really well. What are some things that kind of stand out about her and her coaching approach?
Well, she's passionate about the game, for sure. She played center back in college, and she was a possession-oriented center back. She likes the physical side of the game as well.
That's something we saw on display, is that physicality that Annapolis showed on Saturday night, and it ended up being a pretty physical battle with Richmond Ivy. Again, that game, a 1-0 final a victory for Annapolis in that first ever home game. And it'll be a Blues throw-in down in front of us. Neither team has been able to really grab and hold possession so far in the opening 5.5 minutes. It is a much warmer night than we had on Saturday night. Talking to some of the Annapolis coaching staff for the game, they were talking about how they had Annapolis Blues blankets on Saturday night, and that would be a bit overkill for a day that I think got pretty close to 90. As we all know, that's Maryland weather for you. Ball to the left-hand side, well brought down, and a touch into the middle. Shrugs a challenge. Now out to the left. And it will be Charlottesville whistled for the foul. Phoebe Ryan, who is from Charlottesville, Virginia herself.
Yeah, and already you can see one of the keys to the game for Ashley Kennedy's group. It's a physical side from Charlottesville, but Annapolis is holding their own and maintaining possession. Something that she wanted to ensure that her team did.
Ball over the top, down the left-hand side, and just running out of room was Delaney DiMartino. We've seen that switch attempted a couple times from Annapolis. What does that do to kind of, I guess, unsettle the opposition's back line when you're quickly moving from one side to the other?
Yeah, if they do it quick enough, the opposing team, Charlottesville in this situation, could get stretched. And if it's a well-placed ball, they can get in behind them and hopefully create a goal-scoring opportunity.
Now Charlottesville trying to maintain a little bit of possession themselves, but it's given away to Schultz, who steps forward strong, right side of the box now. Crossing it towards the center. It's blocked by Charlottesville. Not clear yet. And Schultz has it once more. Here's Riley DiMartino. Crosses towards the near post, but 6-foot Sophia Deser was always going to claim that one.
Yeah, I'd love to see Martino maybe take an extra touch. I think she had the time to do that. She definitely had numbers inside the box, so just maybe take an extra touch to pick out the runners as they're coming in.
Seen a couple crosses put in from both the DiMartinos on the right and left. Throw in on the far side for Annapolis. And across the midfield line. DiMartino clips it over the top. Bailey DeSmet running onto it in the box. The shot, and it just goes wide. A great run in behind by Bailey DeSmet. But Annapolis not able to find the frame, and it's a Charlottesville goal kick.
Yeah, that's a great timed run there by Bailey DeSmet. Getting in behind them, getting that strike off early. I think just she hits that maybe with the inside of her foot. That might curl around the goalkeeper and hit that back inside of that back post. But she is definitely one of the players to keep an eye on this match.
She did score in that earlier fixture with Charlottesville. Now here's the visiting Blues in behind. Quick off her lines, the goalkeeper to send that one up in the air. Now over to the near side. Pass down the left. And that one has a bit too much on it. It will be Annapolis goal kick. We haven't been able to see Charlottesville get in too many attacking areas just yet. They've clearly been trying that direct route a good bit. But how, for a coach, can it be frustrating to play almost 10 minutes without really too many attacking ideas?
Could be, but it looks like that might be part of their game plan, playing a couple of short passes and then looking to hit long. And they've obviously got their striker, Sandy Martin's, position between the two center backs, so it looks like they're trying to spring her early.
Sandy Martin's one of a few English players to come across the pond and join Charlottesville for the summer. Long ball forward over the top. Bailey DeSmet trying to run onto it, but it's dealt well with at the back. Going through again is DiMartino. Fancy footwork on the near side, forces the throw. Schultz on the throw-in. First time ball into the box. Headed back to the near side by Charlottesville, eventually thumped clear. And Sandy Martins draws the foul. Mentioned Sandy Martins, she one of the few players that play for Dorking Wanderers FC over in the UK. Team that's got some notoriety for their men's side, some viral social media accounts, and their coach, a big personality. The women's side has produced some great talents, and a number of players, four in fact, have come over to play with Charlottesville for the summer. Nick Reagan, the head coach of Charlottesville, is actually Dorking Wanderers' Director of International Football Development. So he saw an opportunity to bring some players from over there to join with the team over the summer, and they'll be here for about 2 months before they head back over to start the season with Dorking in July.
It's not a bad way to spend your summer in the U.S. playing football, as they call it.
Yeah. Right in the mid-Atlantic of the U.S. for, I will be honest, I don't know where Dorking is in the U.K., but it's probably not going to rival the summers we have here in Maryland and Virginia.
You're probably right.
I don't think they would disagree with me either. So that's Sandy Martins. Ailes Williams also in the midfield. Abby Delves, who's out there on the pitch, and Rachel Manley rounds out the fourth. Here's Delves now on the far side, right on cue. Nick Reagan saying it's important to explore opportunities and provide a platform for the Dorking Wanderers FC players to come to the States, compete at a high level, and make an impact on a team with big aspirations. And Annapolis, some aspirations of their own going into the attack. Out to the left-hand side. Some runners in the box. Left side. Delves doing the defending and winning that battle, ushering it out of play. And it's a goal kick for Charlottesville.
Yeah, and I believe that was Hannah Phillips in the center of the midfield. Correct me if I'm wrong, Brendan, but a good decision to hold on to the ball a little bit longer and let her numbers catch up because they were in a 2v4 situation. She allowed her teammates to catch up, and not quite the attack they wanted, but you can see some good decision making there.
It's all about getting those numbers for us, as you were saying. Apple's had a couple good forays forward. Both teams clearly still trying to figure each other out a little bit. Again, we talked about how it can present a challenge playing a team twice, and they will actually play each other a third time here in about 2 weeks' time. A slight issue at the back dealt with by Hannah Phillips. It was over the left-hand side for Abby Hanks out of Ellicott City. That'll be a Blues throw-in on the far side. Of that bench with the orange pennies. Another ball over the top for the Blues. DeSmit trying to get on the end of it. Has some help in the middle. DeSmit brings it down, looking to go one-on-one. Right-footed shot is blocked. Deflects over to the near side. First-time effort. Again, cleared by Charlottesville. And this is last off the Blues of Annapolis. So it's Madeline Ratke on the throw-in out of Jacksonville University, one of two Dolphins to start all 18 games this past collegiate season. On the ball now, getting pressured by Riley DiMartino. And DiMartino called for the foul. Approaching a quarter of an hour gone here from Navy Marine Corps Memorial Stadium. So glad you could join us on NBC Sports Engine. Brendan Hartlove, Michelle Rodriguez-Smith bringing you all the action. What has already been a very exciting Annapolis Blues season for the women in their first year as a club. Coming up at halftime, we'll hear from Jim Gabar, the general manager of the women's team. Some great conversations with him about his long connections to the area, his experience with the coaching side of things, and how important it is that this Annapolis women's team is treated the exact same as the men's team in terms of resources, opportunities. That was a big, big point of emphasis for Michael Hitchcock, the owner of Annapolis Blues. So if we're going to do this, we're going to do it right. Schultz on the throw-in, quickly gets it in. Pass back, and Phillips has to step to it quickly, but it's won back by Charlottesville. That was Charlotte Stavis trying to step in, and yes, Charlotte Stavis from Charlotte, North Carolina, plays for the Charlottesville Blues. I'm not making that up. Although it does sound like something I would probably make up. Here's Phillips. Ball in the midfield, quickly cut out. And a great turn there by Sandy Martins. Has some help to her left. Elects to take it on, and is always going to be a comfortable save in the end. An apologetic raise of the hand for Sandy Martins. Play cut out on the far side. DeSmet trying to make herself a nuisance and does so successfully, but it comes all the way back to the Charlottesville goalkeeper. Clip ball over the near side for Madeline Racky. At the back is Bo Clausen. Eastern Kentucky University at a medical red shirt last year, so talk about the opportunities provided by these leagues like the W League, like USL League 2 for these collegiate players that are here for the summer. For a lot, it can improve their standing with their college program. For others, it's a way to return to fitness after some lengthy injuries.
Absolutely. That's what's great about having a summer league, especially a high-level one like this for the college players, because college coaches don't want their players to take reps off of the summer and just focus on running. I mean, this is definitely something that will get them prepared, played in as they arrive for preseason.
A lot of coaches probably very excited to know that their players will be coached by Ashley Kennedy for a few months, and excited to see what they bring back to their collegiate program. Now Charlottesville going on the attack. Two of the English players trying to combine, and Sandy Martins and Ailes Williams. Now Charlottesville cutting it in, stabbed away by Annapolis at the back. Not cleared just yet. Actually dropped back. Delaney DiMartino. Good move here in the midfield to get it forward. Riley DiMartino now. Going to break some lines and move across midfield with a head of steam. Has DeSmet ahead, elects to go there to the left. Smith cutting on to the right foot. A curler from distance bounces right in front of a grateful Sophia Deser.
Yeah, and that's the second time that we've seen DeSmet take a touch forward, but then cut it back and try and hit that bending ball with the to the back post with her right foot. Hoping she can get a little bit more forward and inside of the goal before she takes that shot.
At a certain point, teams will see that and pick up on it. Now, Charlottesville sees themselves going forward, and it's very well cut out at the back by Megan Bernetti. Out of Edgewater, Maryland, alert to the danger, putting it out of play. Throw taken by Charlottesville. Overlap coming, but not able to quite turn that into a successful play. And it does look like it ended up being Abby McKella in goal for Annapolis tonight. 5'10" goalkeeper out of Clarksville, Maryland. Here's DiMartino. Goes to Hanks on the left and forward once more. Here's Sophia Tebow. She scored that winning goal last time on Saturday night, and we saw in the open of our broadcast.
It was a good little attack with our midfielder making a deep run and then finding herself open. A lot of times those midfielders making those deep runs like that one, they get open, they find themselves open, and they're able to get that shot off.
So we've played about 20 minutes now. How do you kind of assess the styles that both teams are approaching this game with?
Well, definitely Annapolis Blues is playing through the lines. You can see them building out of the back, finding a midfielder, then finding a flank player, looking for a little bit of combinations. If they can spring a player 1v1 on the outside and forward, then they're looking to go early. But it's very methodical and definitely, as Coach Kennedy likes to play, very possession-oriented. And as far as Charlottesville, again, I think they're trying to take advantage of Martin's speed up top and looking to try and counter early between the two center backs.
Nearly came off in the first few minutes of the game, but was ruled out by the offside flag. Dangerous play by Annapolis, left side of the box, cleared out by Charlottesville. The home Blues will once again have a throw in from the far side. Sent into the box. Riley DiMartino tries to get a foot to it, but not able to bring it under her spell. Dayserb has been caught in action a good bit in the Charlottesville goal. Once again, back to the goalkeeper. Still scoreless between Annapolis and Charlottesville. And intercepted by Annapolis. Ball played into the path of Riley DiMartino down the right. Seen her get in this area a couple times. Takes that extra touch, whips it into the back post. The acrobatic attempt. Still alive for Annapolis. In the box to Smith. Had a go and hits the deck. And now some pushing and shoving happening after the play. As DeSmith still down in a heap. Nels Williams, the captain for Charlottesville, I believe, involved in some of that. DeSmith down, grasping that right shin. She went for a shot attempt. It's one of those ones where you can get clipped taking the shot or you can clip somebody else. We'll see what happened here. This was done well to keep it alive in the box. And then, that wasn't Ailes Williams, that was Charlotte Stavis in there for Charlottesville, but DeSmith is back up to her feet and good to continue.
Yeah, just a little contact that most forwards inside the box are used to having.
Giveaway here by Charlottesville. The shot and an easy goal for Annapolis. Gabby Wisbeck on the score sheet for the Blues. The crowd on hand witnesses the deadlock broken a little bit earlier than we saw it on Saturday night. But Gabby Wisbeck gets a great goal for the Blues.
You can see them trying to build out of the back, and that's just an unfortunate giveaway there, and an area where you don't want to give the ball away.
That's Bo Clausen out of Eastern Kentucky University. So Ashley Kennedy's team first on the board here in the Battle of the Blues, Annapolis and Charlottesville. Gabby Wisbeck, who played for Ashley Kennedy at Spalding. She was all-county, also won a IAAM championship as a sophomore. Now at Syracuse. Gets the goal for Annapolis. And the hosts look to go back on the forefront. Here's Schultz striding forward. Right side of the box has DiMartino for help. Martino trying to shrug off a challenge, instead is the one that is shrugged off. As Charlottesville look to respond quickly. Here's Stavis. Forward now to Ellie Cook. Now Charlottesville. Stavis again, shot from distance, comfortable save. How important is it for Annapolis? I know there's the old cliche that the most dangerous time to concede a goal is right after scoring a goal and stuff like that, but for a team that's out there in the first half fairly early on, what's kind of the message from a coach to the team at that moment?
Yeah, so we call those the big 5 moments. So 5 minutes after a goal is scored, you want to make sure that your team is focused, and Ashley Kennedy knows this really well, so she's I'm sure given high energy from the bench and making sure that her team stays focused after that goal. But in that last opportunity, you could see how quickly Annapolis was getting back. They actually were up defensively there in numbers. So they understand those big 5 moments.
So many teams you see score, they get ahead, they're excited. Now Annapolis looking to add to the advantage, and Claiming at the top of the box was Sophia Deser, but deceptively difficult play for a goalkeeper, and timing if they can use their hands, if they need to come out and confront the ball. Deser passes the test. Really not much more she could have done on that Annapolis goal. Throw-in finds the feet of DeSmit. Now back to Charlottesville. Here's Phoebe Ryan. Tackled away in the center by Sophie Thibault. And running this all the way back is Megan Bernetti. Long ball forward, cut out by Charlottesville. Laney DiMartino trying to win it back for the home Blues. Bernetti gets a forehead to that one to nod it into the path of a teammate, but it's quickly cut out. Here's Racky. Schultz and Racky battling it out, the two near side fullbacks. Now Riley DiMartino picks her head up, sends the ball towards the center. That's cut out. Racky once more. Ball that I believe was intended for Sandy Martins, but wasn't really at feet or chest. Stays with Charlottesville to the far side for Phoebe Ryan. Clip ball to the top of the box, brought down well. First time effort on the volley. Sails over top from Barrett Calejo. Plays at Virginia Military Institute. Take a look there at the Annapolis Blues bench. And Ashley Kennedy and her staff. Coaches that she's known for quite a long time. So saw a look at all the substitutes available for Ashley Kennedy's team on a hot night like tonight, following a game just played on Saturday night and another game coming up this Saturday. It's about managing players, managing minutes. DiMartino manages to get down the right-hand side. Another cross into the box. Deflects towards the top, and Charlottesville hits the eject button. Here's Abby Hanks. Hanks gets nudged on the far side, and it will be a foul called. Abby Hanks, who plays collegiately at Villanova. 5'3" defender out of Ellicott City. Not as many substitutes available for Charlottesville on the road. You see that a number of times. Teams traveling from a good ways away, especially midweek. Not as many players available to the coaches. We'll see a long service from the left-hand side. A couple Blues forward. Lofted towards the top of the box. DiMartino trying to get underneath of it. Instead, it finds its way to the foot of a Charlottesville player. Phillips cuts it out, almost runs into a little bit of trouble. Phillips covered by Schultz will stride forward from center back.
Yeah, you like to see the center back get forward like that, because a lot of times the forward on the opposite team is responsible for defending her, and you can see if they don't go with that center back, she's free to go.
And also equally important on the Annapolis side to have the cover as well. It's one thing to have your center back roam forward without anybody at home. It's not normally a coach's dream. But Ava Schultz filled in perfectly. Martino driven ball into the box. Eventually cleared, finds its way to Charlotte Savis. Good step again by Schultz. Right side of the box, looking to square one back to the center. Only one blue shirt was in the middle. It finds a white shirt instead. Schultz has been very lively from right back on this near side. Half an hour gone here. Annapolis leading 1-0 over Charlottesville. The goal from Gabby Wisbeck. Off of a gift from the Charlottesville defense. But Annapolis will take it. It took them till the 76th minute on Saturday night to break the deadlock in a game against Richmond Ivy. Back towards the center. Pertivo scored that game winner on Saturday. Martino trying to get the better of the fullback towards the end line, crossing it back to the back post. Dayserb was scrambling, can't connect with the blue shirt. It was all the way out on the far side for a Charlottesville throw.
Yeah, and she had to submit early or inside the box around the PK spot. You can see her here. She takes her on 1v1. Great decision here. Cuts it inside just a little bit. And right there, 17. Wide open just at that PK spot. If she can find her, DeSmit could probably convert that.
DeSmit, who was the 2023 Patriot League Offensive Player of the Year at Loyola, certainly knows how to find the back of the net. Once again, Annapolis will have a set piece from a little further forward, but a similar location to the last one. Sent towards the back post. Tebow was the closest to it, but instead falls right into the basket of Sophia Dayserb.
Yeah, and that's a dangerous ball by Bernetti to put that deep into the mouth of the goal. Would love to see Annapolis Blues players challenge a goalkeeper. I mean, that's a six foot goalkeeper in the goal there for Charlottesville, but still just to kind of maybe just make her a little bit more shaky on her goal line.
She's been involved, but hasn't been truly tested in a lot of ways, like how we saw for McKellar on Saturday night and those saves we were talking about in the open. She's done a job, Dayserb. Talked about she started every game for James Madison last year. Was actually part of the Sun Belt All-Tournament team for the Dukes. Forward to Sandy Martins. Charlottesville trying to break free. Roll it to the near side, but cut out by Schultz, and now the Blues can break. Riley DiMartino slaloming forward, a bit of a heavy touch, and two Charlottesville players collide with each other. How do you feel Charlottesville has responded after going behind?
You know, they don't look like they are shaken. They look like maybe they are getting a little bit worn down, just fitness-wise. They're slowing down just a little bit, but they don't look shaken as far as confidence-wise. So they're still attacking. I think they've had a little miscommunications on where Martins wants the ball. A couple times she's checked back into the midfield to get the ball as Annapolis back line has dropped it off, and they've sent it back into that space where she's just vacated. So I'm sure those are things that they're going to talk about at halftime, try and get everybody on the same page.
Phoebe Ryan issued a yellow card for blindsiding the Blues player we just saw there. So first card of the game for either side. Referee's done a pretty good job of keeping things in check so far. Lofted ball into the box, and Dayserb has to scramble back. It bounced almost over her head, and even for a 6-foot goalkeeper, a bit of a wry smile there after knowing that could have gone a lot worse.
Yeah, and that's something that every goalkeeper has to keep in mind when they're playing on turf. It's just you gotta have an understanding of where that ball is going to bounce, and you never want a ball to bounce over your head and into the goal. Especially, as you said, Brendan, her being 6 foot tall.
Probably not used to things bouncing over her head all that much.
She did have a smile on her face when she caught it, though.
Yeah. You got to laugh about the situation sometimes.
That's right.
See if Annapolis can be the ones laughing here. A set piece from the left-hand side. whipped in towards Dayserb and more comfortable with that one in front of her.
Yeah, and again, not a bad ball in. I would love to see the Blues run onto those balls.
Was a set piece that brought them success on Saturday night. See if they can replicate some of that magic here today. They've certainly had the opportunities. Interestingly, very few, if any of them, have been corner kicks. They've all kind of been these free kicks from fairly wide, fairly deep positions. So then you're contending with an offside and many more elements at play.
Yeah, and that's a good point. You know, I'm just kind of tracking their attacks and fairly even as far as what Annapolis is doing. Like I mentioned, they're possession oriented, play through the midfield, try and get the ball wide. So they've had about 6, 7, or 8 opportunities on the right side and 6 or 7 on the left side. So that's probably why you're seeing the fouls on the outside of the field.
And as a team that's trying to defend that, you're not responsible for just one side. Okay, if we lock down this side, we're in good shape. To be able to be attacking from both really puts you in a tough spot.
Yeah, absolutely. Defensively, you got to be a little bit more committed to keeping them on one side of the field.
All the way back to Dayserb. Flips the ball over to the near side for Ratke, who can't run that one down. Blues throwing. Annapolis Blues, that is. Schultz may want that throwing back as it's gifted away to Charlottesville. And Williams not able to keep that one in play on the near side. We've seen Charlottesville try to play themselves out of trouble on a number of occasions. Well, Schultz takes the throw in to DeSmit. Crosses towards the back post. The header off the post!
Unlucky there. Great cross into the box by DeSmit, and good header there on the back post.
I feel bad whoever the handyman for Navy Marine Corps Memorial Stadium is after the number of times Annapolis hit the crossbar or post on Saturday night, which was at least 3 times. And then this header by Delaney DiMartino square off the pipe and back out. Post can be goalkeeper's enemy or their best friend. For Sophia Dayserb, it was certainly on the friendly side this time around. As we inch closer to halftime, again coming up, got a chance to talk to Jim Gabara, the general manager of the Annapolis Blues women's team. Everything that he and Ashley Kennedy and Michael Hitchcock and everybody behind the scenes have been building here. The first ever season for the Annapolis Blues women's team here in the USLW League.
Well, I tell you what, it's a great turnout for a midweek game.
Yeah.
I don't know what the numbers are, but it's a good-sized crowd.
Yeah, Wednesday night. People got work. It's a school night. Might have their own soccer practices to contend with, but a ton of people found their way to Navy Marine Corps Memorial Stadium. Annapolis trying to find their way into the back of the net once more. DiMartino crossing, trying to find her sister. DeSmit in the box. The shot, and that one goes wide. Dayserb was scrambling.
It almost looked like she got her hand on that.
Looks like it did take some kind of deflection off of somebody in there, but maybe deemed to be last off a Blues player. You've really seen Riley DiMartino grow into the game down the right-hand side. Early on, you were encouraging her to take an extra touch to get yourself in a better position. Now we've seen her trying to skill players, down the right and put in some pretty dangerous crosses.
Yeah, that was a nice little stop-and-go move that she did to create that space for that cross.
Early ball trying to be played in behind. Will it find its way to Martins? It will. This shot goes wide. It was not too dissimilar from the goal that was called off for offside in the very early moments of this game.
Yeah, and even though we haven't seen Martins on the ball too often, the opportunities that she's had has been quick shots on the goal, so we know what type of player she is. She's going to be very opportunistic.
Sometimes she only needs that one good chance to really capitalize.
Absolutely.
Pass into the midfield. The goal scorer, Wisbeck. Now Annapolis looking to launch. Hanks making a run down the left-hand side. Abby Hanks into DiMartino. Both DiMartinos showing some pretty good skill on the ball. And another foul called against Charlottesville. So it'll be another set piece coming up from another similar location, but instead Annapolis elects to take this one quickly. Operating down the left-hand side. Early ball in, knotted out by Charlottesville, only as far as DeSmit, cutting on the right foot. That one is blocked once again. DeSmit has gotten some good opportunities, got herself into some good spots, but not able to find the frame just yet. So now we will have a corner kick coming up for the Annapolis Blues from the far side as we tick down closer to halftime.
So, Brendan, this is another Big Five moment here. So 5 minutes before halftime we call Big Five moment. And this is a very dangerous situation for both teams. An opportunity with Annapolis having possession of the ball where they can score, but obviously Charlottesville doesn't want to give up another goal just before half.
Could really change the momentum of this game. DeSmit from the far side, in swinger, over top of everybody, and not able to keep that one in. Annapolis on the far side. So Charlottesville escapes that set piece once more without being tested. So Annapolis' chance beginning to ring out from the far side of the field on what has turned into a beautiful night in our state capital here at Navy Marine Corps Memorial Stadium. So glad you could join us here on NBC Sports Engine. Charlottesville looking to attack down the left. Early ball in, and for the first time in a little while, Abby McKella called into action. Fight for possession on that right-hand side, and Sandy Martins that wins it, still in possession. As much as we talked about how it'd be really devastating for Charlottesville to concede towards halftime, they'd be absolutely jubilant to find one here and go into the locker room level.
Definitely. It gives Annapolis a little bit more of a breathing room. Of course, you never want to get comfortable in a 2-0 lead, the most dangerous lead in soccer. Mm-hmm. But they'd be happy going in with another goal under their belt.
Sandy Martins will take the corner kick from the far side. It'll be an outswinger from the right-footed taker out of England. This one is whipped towards the top of the sixth. The header goes over top. And it'll be Annapolis' turn for the goal kick. So we'll wait how much stoppage time will be added on to the end of the first half. Probably not too much. Haven't had too many stoppages, just the one yellow card issued and the one goal scored, both of which were handled pretty quickly. Kella being utilized at the back. All teams have to build up an attack with 11 players these days, rather than what used to be the preposterous thought of a goalkeeper being asked to play with their feet in any kind of meaningful way.
Yeah, especially in this situation. They're 1-0. There's just less than a minute left. They want to keep possession of the ball. Best way to do that out of a goal kick is make sure that your goalkeeper's involved.
Foul called against Charlottesville, despite the appeals. And Megan Bernetti will get it back underway. Into DeSmit, dropping deeper. Good hold-up play. Pulls it all the way over to Anna Phillips on the near side. Pass in the midfield. Shielding there in the center of the park from Tebow. Now DeSmit. And not able to connect with Delaney DiMartino on the left. DeSmit will go in pursuit. Now Charlottesville bursting down the right-hand side. Good move around. And here come the visitors. A shot from distance. And that one will go right into the hands of McKellop. So we've played the 45. So there will be, we're hearing 1 minute of added time. We've already played about 45 seconds of that minute.
Yeah, and we talked about Annapolis making sure that they kept possession of the ball in the last minute or so. It's kind of the same thing on the other end. You don't want to see your goalkeeper forcing play and giving up a ball that could be intercepted, as what just happened there.
And there is the first half whistle. Michelle, your overall thoughts on this first half?
Overall thoughts, I think Annapolis Blues is doing a great job of possessing, playing through the lines, getting numbers forward. Just looking for that final ball to be a little bit better, picking out the runners, early serve or getting in behind them, either way, but just doing a better job of putting in that final ball. They've got the numbers in the box, so they've done a good job of getting opportunities at goal.
So coming up at the halftime break, Annapolis Blues Women's GM Jim Gabara. This is NBC Sports Engine here in Annapolis.
The 2025 Annapolis Blues season is presented by YTech, seeking top computer engineering and cybersecurity professionals. Join us today at ytech.com/careers. Rehab to Perform, empowering you to move better and live strong. Recover like the pros. Adaptic Engineering, software, systems, and cybersecurity solutions in support of the intelligence community. Picante Mexican Cocina, your local spot for Taco Tuesdays, friendly happy hours, and the most authentic Mexican cuisine in Annapolis. The Dion Company, strategic consultants comprised of creative thinkers providing full circle solutions. Luminous Health, from Anne Arundel Medical Center to Doctors Community Medical Center and more than 100 primary and specialty care locations, we bring personalized care to your neighborhood. And the Annapolis Mall. Come check out our newest attractions, Pollo Campero, Be With Me Playseum, Pop Mart Robo Shop, and coming soon, Dick's House of Sport and Dave & Buster's.
Hey Blues fans, I'm Dr. Olivia Dreisky. Are you ready to watch the Blues win without your contacts or glasses? Chesapeake Eye Care and Laser Center is here to help you score better vision with our comprehensive refractive surgical offerings, including LASIK, SMILE, and PRK. Call 1-877-DOCTOR for 2020 to schedule your free consultation and mention the phrase Sight for Soccer to get $500 off your procedure. Let's go, Blues!
The Annapolis Blues are making waves. Luminous Health is proud to be the official healthcare partner of the Blues this season. Together, we're teaming up to champion a healthier, stronger community. From injury prevention to recovery, our orthopedic specialists keep local athletes in the game. 2 local organizations, 1 winning team.
The 2025 Annapolis Blues season is presented by YTech, seeking top computer engineering and cybersecurity professionals. Join us today at ytech.com/careers. Rehab to Perform, empowering you to move better and live strong. Recover like the pros. Adaptic Engineering, software, systems, and cybersecurity solutions in support of the intelligence community. Picante Mexican Cocina, your local spot for Taco Tuesdays, friendly happy hours, and the most authentic Mexican cuisine in Annapolis. The Dion Company, strategic consultants comprised of creative thinkers providing full circle solutions. Luminous Health, from Anne Arundel Medical Center to Doctors Community Medical Center and more than 100 primary and specialty care locations, we bring personalized care to your neighborhood. And the Annapolis Mall. Come check out our newest attractions, Pollo Campero, Be With Me Playseum, Pop Mart Robo Shop, and coming soon, Dick's House of Sport and Dave & Buster's.
Back here at halftime on NBC Sports, Engine Brendan Hartlove, joined here by Annapolis Blues Women's General Manager Jim Gabbard. Jim, appreciate you taking the time to talk with us. And I guess first and foremost, what made you kind of want to get involved with Annapolis on the women's side?
Well, Michael Hitchcock came to me last summer and said we're starting a women's team for the Blues, and I've witnessed everything special that's been going on here with the Blues and Annapolis. And everything that we talked about, you know, community, opportunity, and now equality with the women's team really resonated and aligned with what I want to do, and it's been great. I've run with it from then on, and I've been completely rewarded by it all. And
we've had Hitch on, we've had Fred on. They've talked about kind of those first two, but talk to me about that third one, equality. What has been the approach from kind of the management side of things, of making sure that the men's and women's teams are treated equal?
That's a great question, because Hitch came to me and he was very, very adamant about, you know, if we're going to do this, everything is going to be exactly the same that the men get. They're going to play here. They're not going to play at another stadium. They get all the resources that they get. And for me, that's tremendous, because they got a lot of people that were interested in starting a women's team. There's a big market, and you know how the women's game is exploding, the opportunities. And to be able to do that for local coaches and players and front office people here in Annapolis on the women's side, it's such a beautiful thing.
And I guess your experience kind of coaching on the women's side and your career, how has that kind of helped informed what you're doing in this role?
Well, obviously it gives me a lot of experience. And I've been through the hard times where there weren't resources and had to do it all myself. And it's kind of flipped on its head now. I get to give back and let people take advantage of that opportunity and succeed. And I don't have to do all the heavy lifting and doing 5 people's jobs. I just have to show them how to do it and then let them do it and succeed.
And carry it on forward. Cool. Exactly. So we'll be right back with more after this on Halftime.
The 2025 Annapolis Blues season is presented by Y-Tech, seeking top computer engineering and cybersecurity professionals. Join us today at ytech.com/careers. Rehab to Perform, empowering you to move better and live strong. Recover like the pros. Adaptic Engineering, software, systems, and cybersecurity solutions in support of the intelligence community. Picante Mexican Cocina, your local spot for Taco Tuesdays, friendly happy hours, and the most authentic Mexican cuisine in Annapolis. The Dion Company, strategic consultants comprised of creative thinkers providing full circle solutions. Luminous Health, from Anne Arundel Medical Center to Doctors Community Medical Center and more than 100 primary and specialty care locations, we bring personalized care to your neighborhood. And the Annapolis Mall. Come check out our newest attractions, Pollo Campero, Be With Me Playseum, Pop Mart Robo Shop, and coming soon, Dick's House of Sport and Dave & Buster's.
Hey Blues fans, I'm Dr. Olivia Dreisky. Are you ready to watch the Blues win without your contacts or glasses? Chesapeake Eye Care and Laser Center is here to help you score better vision with our comprehensive refractive surgical offerings, including LASIK, SMILE, and PRK. Call 1-877-DOCTOR for 2020 to schedule your free consultation and mention the phrase Sight for Soccer to get $500 off your procedure. Let's go, Blues!
The Annapolis Blues are making waves. Luminous Health is proud to be the official healthcare partner of the Blues this season. Together, we're teaming up to champion a healthier, stronger community. From injury prevention to recovery, our orthopedic specialists keep local athletes in the game. 2 local organizations, 1 winning team.
The 2025 Annapolis Blues season is presented by Y-Tech, seeking top computer engineering and cybersecurity professionals. Join us today at ytech.com/careers. Rehab to Perform, empowering you to move better and live strong. Recover like the pros. Adaptic Engineering, software, systems, and cybersecurity solutions in support of the intelligence community. Picante Mexican Cocina, your local spot for Taco Tuesdays, friendly happy hours, and the most authentic Mexican cuisine in Annapolis. The Dion Company, strategic consultants comprised of creative thinkers providing full circle solutions. Luminous Health, From Anne Arundel Medical Center to Doctors Community Medical Center and more than 100 primary and specialty care locations, we bring personalized care to your neighborhood. And the Annapolis Mall. Come check out our newest attractions, Pollo Campero, Be With Me Playseum, Pop Mart Robo Shop, and coming soon, Dick's House of Sport and Dave & Buster's.
Back here at halftime, Brendan Hartlove, Jim Guevara, GM of the Annapolis Blues women's team, and Jim, Ashley Kennedy is the coach of your women's team. How long have you known her, and kind of what made her the right fit for this job?
I think I've known Ashley since probably the last time I was in the W League, which was probably about 20 years ago. She played for me with the Freedom, and she was a perfect fit. She was the exact person I was looking for, and the first person that I picked the phone up to call and offer her the position because, one, she's local. She's from the local area, and she's got a lot of experience coaching local players. And I had two paths to take when hiring a coach and building a team for the Blues. And one was go out and do it myself, hire a coach, then I'll help them bring the players in. And the other strategy was to bring Ashley on, and she's got a connection with the core players who have played in the league for the last 3 years, and she's also competed in the W League for the last 3 years. So really wasn't much of a choice, but I'm really happy for her. She deserves this opportunity, just like the whole Blues mission here is to give local people and coaches. She deserves this opportunity. She's done such great things coaching at the high school and the club levels, and it's especially gratifying for me to see her smiling and how much she's gotten out of it on Saturday night, and she's deserving of it, and that makes everything great.
And you talk about the local connections and everything. I guess in a few words, what does it mean to be part of this kind of grassroots girls soccer, boom that we're seeing right now?
Well, it's almost like it's rewarding the community for embracing and supporting this team and this club, because if they've got little kids and they can dream of playing here for the Blues in 10 years, and they see one of the players who played at Maryland United and maybe played at St. Mary's or Spalding, played club soccer, their neighbors' kids, it becomes really tangible. And that's something that the Blues have done a great job of building on, and I'm just simply blending into that.
Jim, thank you for your time. Appreciate it. Best of luck this season. We'll have second half kickoff coming up after this on NBC Sports Engine.
The 2025 Annapolis Blues season is presented by Y-Tech, seeking top computer engineering and cybersecurity professionals. Join us today at ytech.com/careers. Rehab to Perform, empowering you to move better and live strong. Recover like the pros. Adaptic Engineering, software, systems, and cybersecurity solutions in support of the intelligence community. Picante Mexican Cocina, your local spot for Taco Tuesdays, friendly happy hours, and the most authentic Mexican cuisine in Annapolis. The Dion Company, strategic consultants comprised of creative thinkers providing full circle solutions. Luminous Health, from Anne Arundel Medical Center to Doctors Community Medical Center and more than 100 primary and specialty care locations, we bring personalized care to your neighborhood. And the Annapolis Mall. Come check out our newest attractions, Pollo Campero, Be With Me Playseum, Pop Mart Robo Shop, and coming soon, Dick's House of Sport and Dave & Buster's.
Hey Blues fans, I'm Dr. Olivia Dreisky. Are you ready to watch the Blues win without your contacts or glasses? Chesapeake Eye Care and Laser Center is here to help you score better vision with our comprehensive refractive surgical offerings, including LASIK, SMILE, and PRK. Call 1-877-DOCTOR for 2020 to schedule your free consultation and mention the phrase Sight for Soccer to get $500 off your procedure. Let's go, Blues!
The Annapolis Blues are making waves. Luminous Health is proud to be the official healthcare partner of the Blues this season. Together, we're teaming up to champion a healthier, stronger community. From injury prevention to recovery, our orthopedic specialists keep local athletes in the game. 2 local organizations, 1 winning team.
The 2025 Annapolis Blues season is presented by Y-Tech, seeking top computer engineering and cybersecurity professionals. Join us today at ytech.com/careers. Rehab to Perform, empowering you to move better and live strong. Recover like the pros. Adaptic Engineering, software, systems, and cybersecurity solutions in support of the intelligence community. Picante Mexican Cocina, your local spot for Taco Tuesdays, friendly happy hours, and the most authentic Mexican cuisine in Annapolis. The Dion Company, strategic consultants comprised of creative thinkers providing full circle solutions. Luminous Health, from Anne Arundel Medical Center to Doctors Community Medical Center and more than 100 primary and specialty care locations, we bring personalized care to your neighborhood. And the Annapolis Mall. Come check out our newest attractions, Pollo Campero, Be With Me Playseum, Pop Mart Robo Shop, and coming soon, Dick's House of Sport and Dave & Buster's.
Back here on NBC Sports Engine at Navy Marine Corps Memorial Stadium, 1-0 the Annapolis Blues lead over the Charlottesville Blues here at halftime. Brendan Hartlove and Michelle Rodriguez-Smith enjoying this one so far as we take a look at this game and kind of what has transpired so far over the course of this one with the sun setting beautifully over our state capitol. And so we'll take a look at some of the highlights of this game. And Michelle, both teams had some pretty good chances early on.
Yeah, and you can see Martin's taking a shot there. She's been their main threat for Charlottesville.
Annapolis had a fair few looks themselves as well, including this one from DiMartino that went off the woodwork.
Yeah, and that was a great opportunity. Good timing. Good timing by DiMartino, just a little unlucky hitting that post.
And this was the goal that was gifted by Charlottesville.
Yeah, and that's an unfortunate error for Charlottesville. You never want to give the ball away, especially in the defensive third of the field.
Gabby Wisbeck made no mistake. As we take a look at the stats here at halftime between Annapolis and Charlottesville, it has been Annapolis edging in possession a little bit. Everything else after that, not too big of a disparity so far.
Yeah, I'm a little bit surprised that it's that close in possession. I feel like Charlottesville has given the ball away a lot, especially in the middle third of the field. And I thought that Annapolis had more possession in the middle third of the field. But, well.
And these halftime stats are presented to you by the Dion Company, strategic consultants comprised of creative thinkers providing full circle solutions. As we wait for both teams to come back out onto the pitch here at Navy Marine Corps Memorial Stadium. Another great crowd on hand following the USLW League record attendance that was set on Saturday night, part of that doubleheader with the men's team. And it really is a beautiful night here in Annapolis. And so we are going to show you our halftime adjustments here, presented by Adaptic Engineering, software development, system engineering, and cybersecurity solutions in support of the intelligence community. Check them out at goadaptic.com. And, well, they haven't gotten on the score sheet just yet, Michelle, but how do you think they've defended as a team?
Charlottesville has done a good job of stopping them on the outsides, whether that be fouling or just defending them early enough so they're taking away the angles for our wide players and getting a quality cross-off. But other than that, I think they need to tighten it up a little bit more in the middle third of the field where certainly they're giving the ball away. And see if they can get on the same page with Martins as far as when she wants the ball at her feet and when she wants the ball in behind.
And then for Annapolis, they are in the lead, and actually kind of has to be pretty proud of that going into the break. But when we look back at what we were kind of talking about before the game in terms of maintaining possession and attacking in numbers, how do you evaluate that so far?
Yeah, I think they've done a good job of getting numbers forward and getting numbers back. You know, we saw that one opportunity where Martins was almost on a breakaway, and you could see that they were clearly outnumbered by the light blue jerseys coming back on and defending. So I think they're doing a good job of sticking to that part of the game plan. Now it's just a really a question of what kind of adjustments they're going to make not just this being, a midweek game, but it's a game after playing on Saturday and then also getting prepared for their next game, which is Saturday.
And so there are a couple of substitutions that have been made for both teams, it seems. We'll try to get you those confirmations when we can. The big and most notable one probably is that Abby McKellar, who had a stellar game on Saturday night against Richmond in a really solid first half here tonight, is replaced by Caroline Duffy. We'll take a look at the standings here in the Chesapeake division. Annapolis sitting pretty at the top, but it's one of those things where some teams have played 5 games, Annapolis 3, and you kind of see there that Annapolis, their goal differential really positive. Still not the best in the league, but Charlottesville, again, has not yet scored. They're the only team in the division so far.
Right, and you can see that Annapolis is sharing the top seed with Virginia Beach, and Virginia Beach has had, I think, a couple more games under their belt than Annapolis.
So we'll see how tonight's game may change the arithmetic. Annapolis in a 1-0 lead here at halftime. As I was saying, the change in goal with Caroline Duffy coming into the game between the sticks for Ashley Kennedy's team. And Amanda Graziano will come onto the field, replacing Gabby Wisbeck. Also see Megan Garmy come into the game, replacing Abby Hanks at left back.
Yeah, and it looks like they replaced their left center back as well. They've got Lauren Reed here on the ball right now. She's out of UMBC.
4-year starter for the Retrievers. Pretty nice to have a 4-year UMBC starter coming off your bench. Here's Phillips, who has stayed in the game for Annapolis. We'll see if Charlottesville made some substitutions as well, and get you those when we can. Charlottesville trying to play out of the back here, long ball forward. Garmy's early action dealt with. Goes back to Caroline Duffy, who spent 2 years playing for the Duke Blue Devils, now at the University of Oklahoma. 5'10" goalkeeper out of Clarksville. So we'll come back for a set piece here. So those changes at halftime, with looking ahead to Saturday as well as getting some players some playing time here tonight. Lofted towards the top of the box. Charlottesville trying to clear, eventually able to do so successfully. More subs we're hearing for Annapolis as well, as Kelsey Smith out of the University of Maryland will come onto the field. She'll replace fellow Terp Delaney DiMartino. And Saba Hagu also comes onto the field, wearing the number 31. Comes on for Bailey DeSmit, who had some great looks in the first half, not able to add her name to the scorers list today. And then only one substitution we're hearing for Charlottesville at halftime, and that was the entrance of McKenna Winterton, replacing Ellie Cook. McKenna Winterton, a 3-sport athlete in college. Get to that in a second. Annapolis, right side of the box, cutting it back to the top, slipping it over to the near side, hoping the play doesn't fall apart completely for Annapolis. Kept alive on the left. Sent into the box and thumped clear by Charlottesville.
Yeah, and that attack was started by their 15-year-old, number 8, Samir Duncan. You could see the explosiveness once she won possession of the ball in the midfield. She started that attack, so we're going to want to keep our eye on her.
Age is just a number when it comes to playing these kinds of contests. If you have what it takes, you can certainly play a part.
Unless you're in the over-the-hill league, such as myself.
There's a reason you and I are up here and not down there running around.
That's right.
Comes over to Lauren Reed. I mentioned McKenna Winterton, who came on for Charlottesville. Competed at Southern Virginia University, and as I said, 3 sport athletes, soccer, basketball, and ran track. So let's see, technical ability, physicality, and speed. Pretty good triple threat to have out there on the field.
Yeah, not bad. You want on your team.
So Hannah Phillips stands over this one. One of just a few players that are holdovers from the first half. See there, Sandy Martins, who been up top for most of the game for Charlottesville, appears to now be on that left-hand side, and this one's crossed across the center and smothered by Sophia Daser. Mentioned Kelsey Smith and Delaney DiMartino, 2 Terps there for Annapolis, but this save was made by somebody who got the better of the Maryland Terrapins this past season in the fall. Maryland and James Madison squared off at Ludwig Field back in late August of 2024, and actually Sophia Daser was the victim of an Olympico, a goal directly from a corner kick for the Terrapins, but maybe had the last laugh in what was a 1-1 draw. She saved a Maryland penalty kick, salvaged a point for the Dukes. Ball over the top, good run in behind. Flag has stayed down for Annapolis, and the recovery was excellent from Dylan Copeland for Charlottesville. Everyone looked over to that far side, expecting the assistant referee to raise the flag.
Yeah, and again, we're seeing that speed of Samir Duncan getting in behind early.
Throwing from the far side towards the end line, and Annapolis just runs out of room. So, Michelle, when you have so many subs made at the same time, obviously you're doing it at a pretty good spot at halftime. You can talk to them in the locker room, things like that. But how do you kind of get them in the flow of the game? They've been observing for 45 minutes, and all of a sudden it's, okay, go and do it now.
Yeah, well, you hope that's developed. I'm just watching this interception here again.
It does stay here with the Blues. We saw how they could turn something into nothing in the first half with a giveaway from Charlottesville that ended up in an Annapolis goal.
Yeah, as far as the on-the-field chemistry and being able to play together when you make so many adjustments at halftime, I mean, hopefully all of that is sorted out during the week and in practices as they play against each other and that sort of thing. And so, you know, the confidence is already there when you've made those types of changes.
And it is true that these players are playing together in training, you know, throughout the week and everything. And it's, you know, the familiarity is built perhaps behind the scenes in a lot of instances.
Right. If I know Ashley Kennedy like I do, I've known her for a number of years. She's not only doing on-the-field work with them, but she's doing things to build that camaraderie off the field as well.
Fight for possession at midfield, and Annapolis has it on the near side with number 5, Kelsey Smith. Smith now left side of the box, trying to square it across the center, deflects off a Charlottesville player, and scrambling to parry it out of play with Sophia Daser. So Again, Deser passes the test, and the Blues will have a set piece. So it'll be an in-swinging delivery from the near side. Blues players pack the box, driven towards the center, bouncing down. The follow-up is saved and eventually bundled into the back of the net. And Annapolis has a 2-0 lead over Charlottesville. Much to the delight of the Blues faithful, it's Amanda Graziano who goes over to celebrate with her teammates as Annapolis doubles the lead.
That's a good corner kick right in the spot that you want it to be, and it's unfortunate that the keeper comes out to serve, comes out, and she's just not strong enough. When you come out into a crowd like that, you want to make sure that you're assertive, you're punching that ball out of the box, or you're authoritatively grabbing it out of the air. And she kind of went in there with neither, and that created that rebound for Annapolis to pounce on.
So Amanda Graziano, the captain, wearing the number 2, gets her second goal of the year against Charlottesville. Had the second goal in that 3-0 win a few weeks back. Something about playing the Blues when you're on the Blues for Graziano. Actually plays right here in Annapolis at Navy. In fact, actually just graduated, I believe, 2 weeks ago from the U.S. Naval Academy. Obviously, Jim Gabar's wife, the longtime coach here at Navy. Some familiarity there, of course. Long switch of play for the Blues. And just a bit too heavy of a touch for Schultz on that far side, who put in a very impressive shift.
Yeah, and just going back to your comment about the number of subs made early in this second half, I mean, that's again a credit to the chemistry that they have on the field to score this second goal in the second half within 10 minutes.
Really very little drop off in play and having a lot of those players go in, which is exactly what you want as a coach. Now Martin's trying to shield it on that far side and win a little bit of an edge for her team. That is 2-0 here at Navy Marine Corps Memorial Stadium. Goes out on the far side as the sun sets here in Naptown. The younger DiMartino still out on the field. And Riley on that right-hand side, playing collegiately at Notre Dame. Very good turn there from Madeline Ratke. Started all 4 games of the season so far for Charlottesville. Schultz the throw in on the far side as we tick towards an hour played. One in the midfield here by Williams, one of those Dorking Wanderers players that's come over for the summer. Abby Delves is shouting for it on the near side just out of your picture. Right back looking for a switch. Instead it comes inside for Barrett Calejo. One back by Annapolis. Martino trying to keep possession, unable to do so, and Sandy Martins has now shifted it over to that left-hand side, as we say. Now here's Charlottesville. It all starts with 1. There's no goal that counts for 2 points. See how many chances they're able to create. And really, Caroline Duffy hasn't been involved much at all since coming in the second half. But here's Annapolis again striding forward. Charlottesville trying to clear, unsuccessful thus far. Eventually able to play out of the back. And off here for Phoebe Ryan, the only player on a yellow card so far in this game. Delves comes inside, elects to pass it back out wide into the channel. Now flipped over the top, trying to find Bear Calejo. Now back to Delves. Charlottesville now a moment of possession. Shifting it over to the left for Radke. And Annapolis wins it. And Riley DiMartino not a fan of that. A professional foul, as they call it in the business, for Madeline Radke. One of necessity and perhaps also frustration.
Yeah, I would imagine that Radke's a little frustrated as Martino has had her share of runs up and down that outside.
Radke probably disappointed that with all the Annapolis subs that were made, that was not one of them. DiMartino wins the ball there, and then just a little tug of the jersey. Now Annapolis. Here's Smith. Great little cut there, trying to keep it. Explosive dribbling from the Maryland Terrapin. That one poked out by Charlottesville to the Annapolis bench. And now we're gone in this one. Annapolis a 2-0 lead over Charlottesville. It finished 3-0 last time these two teams faced. And we'll have the trifecta of games coming up here in a few weeks' time as the Annapolis Blues will travel back down to Charlottesville. Now Charlottesville. Martin's cutting back. And all the way back to DeServe. Charlottesville's been able to keep the ball a little bit here in the second half after going behind 2-0.
Yeah, they seem to have changed their game plan a little bit. They put obviously Martins on the outside. They have McKenna Winterton as their center forward. She looks like she's checking back into the midfield a little bit more.
So some subs readying for Charlottesville as well. Now Annapolis looking to go on the break forward. Ball rolled forward. Here come the home Blues. Down the right-hand side, spinning back is Graziano. 1 goal to her name already. And forced out of play, and it will go back to Charlottesville. We mentioned a really good crowd on hand here tonight. Ended up being in total 2,461 on a Wednesday night. There are a lot of teams in this league that would love to have that Saturday prime time. But a lot of blue turned out, and they're all wearing their coordinated matching uniforms. Whoever sent that notice around, good job on you. You have brought the energy here midweek.
Well, there's a famous line from a movie, Brendan, I'm sure that you're familiar with. Crab cakes and football.
I thought you were going to say, if you build it, they will come, which also I think applies in this situation.
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
So Carolina Chow will come into the game for Charlottesville. You also see Laura Holme, who's from Huddersfield, England, but not one of the Dorking Wanderers players. Just another Brit on the team. Probably happy to have some of her own for her company. Holme plays at Chowan University. I'm going to hear the attendance announcement to the stadium. A great reception on hand. Annapolis truly building something special. If you weren't with us on Saturday night, I had the pleasure of speaking with the deputy CEO of the USL as Charlottesville trying to come forward here. A rare attack of the Annapolis box. Martins from the far side sails that one over top. But as I was saying, talking with the deputy CEO of all of the USL, and he was very quick to say that Annapolis is the biggest and best soccer story that people are not talking about necessarily nationally. I'd argue that after Saturday and the 12,000 plus for the men's game, the 7,000 plus for the women's game, that people are starting to notice. Seeing a lot of blue jerseys around town, and only 2 full years, the start of the third, into the very young life of this club. And truly something remarkable being built here. Very excited to be a part of it as well.
Yeah, you can see the enthusiasm and the pride with this hometown crowd coming out for a midweek game.
Fighting the traffic and everything to be here, too. Not easy.
Absolutely.
As the Old Bay chants start from the far side. Not Olay, but Old Bay. I think they might still be working on a sponsor for that. But with a 2-0 lead here in the latter stage of this game, a lot to cheer about for the hometown Blues. Courtney Corcoran also out there wearing the number 14 for Annapolis. Good dummy here by Kelsey Smith to attack the left-hand side. Squaring it back to the center, dealt with by Charlottesville at the back. Comes all the way out to Lauren Reed, Denver, Colorado native. Now playing for the Retrievers, not too far from here. Now here's Smyra Ducktan. Smith has been a live wire since coming on. Ducktan a bit too much on that one. Excuse me, that was Saba Hagu. Scored in the opening game down at Virginia Beach United. So Dylan Copeland plays short. She's now playing at Emory and Henry University after spending some time at VMI and Virginia Western Community College, down in the number 2. Stepping in well to win that ball. And now here come the Blues again. Hagu the shot, and that one is right at the serve.
Good little turn by Hagu to turn her defender and get that shot off. Maybe if she would have opened up her hip and hit it with the inside of her right foot to the back post. Well, that's a tough angle there for her to do that.
Saba Hagu was one of the few players mentioned on this past weekend's episode of Blues Weekly on WNAV with the great Dave Johnson. You can catch that one on the air every Saturday morning at 8 a.m. Dave takes you inside the Annapolis Blues men's and women's team in Annapolis on 1430 a.m. and 99.9 FM, WNAV and WNAV.com, plus WNAV on iHeart, Odyssey, and TuneIn apps. They did a great job putting those together for first 2 episodes. You can go back and listen to those online, and stay tuned for this Saturday morning's episode as well. May or may not be a couple of familiar voices heard on that one as well. Now the Blues from the far side. First time shot. Hagu not able to find the frame on that one.
But the patience and the decision making in the second half when they're getting end line is much better. Still not quite technical as far as the crossing that's coming in, but the decision making to find those players inside the box and those open players in particular.
And as a coach, which would you rather start with, the decision making or start with the technical ability, and you have to kind of teach the other?
Well, at this level, definitely decision making. You want them to get that right.
And Lauren Reed called for a heavy challenge. Not too many complaints on that one as McKenna Winterton hobbles across midfield. Reed did get a good bit of the ball on that one. Perhaps went through the player to get there. A short free kick taken, ricochets right into the Annapolis path. Hagu has been instrumental since coming on. Now Smith has the overlap coming from Garmy. Elects to go there down the left-hand side, trying to shrug a challenge off from Phoebe Ryan. Ryan goes tumbling to the turf, and Annapolis deemed the aggressor. We've played 70 minutes here in our state capital. A beautiful, beautiful night as the sun dips down below the horizon. Very excited to have you with us for a whole summer of soccer here on NBC Sports Engine. Remember, you can catch every home game of your Annapolis Blues men's and women's team right here on NBC Sports Engine. Now Winterton coming forward. Right side of the box. Likes to cut that one back. Maintain possession, which Charlottesville's done a better job of here in the second 45. It's not the results to show for it just yet. Starting to get late for Charlottesville. Michelle, you mentioned earlier, 2-0 is the most dangerous lead.
Yes, absolutely. And you don't want to see Annapolis Blues get complacent, but I think they're doing a good job of still having that urgency to go forward, still being patient with possession, not trying to rush anything.
A good win up the field by Charlottesville. Good turn there, but an even better defensive intervention by Annapolis. Still dangerous in the box. Corcoran gets a foot to it. Comes out. Phoebe Ryan. Played for Skyline Elite Soccer Club before going on to playing at Yale currently. And there's a confident claim by Caroline Duffy. Mentioned now playing collegiately at Oklahoma, but she was a 3-year captain at River Hill. She's the Howard County Player of the Year for the Hawks as well a few years back. Here's Reed. Now Garmy. How important is it right now for Annapolis to maintain possession as they look to stride forward here? Just to kind of take some air out of the game. They have the 2-0 lead. Sure, they would love to add on to it, but it's kind of that risk versus reward at this time of the night.
Yeah, absolutely. They want to make sure that they are still controlling the tempo of the game, keeping their focus, not giving Charlottesville any opportunities to go to goal.
Now driving forward, the Annapolis Blues. Out to Garmy, into the box, left-hand side, puts it on frame, but right to disturb. There's a Charlottesville player back behind the play as we take another look at this attacking opportunity. Garmy getting forward from left back.
Yeah, and Abby Delves did a good job of just putting her body on Annapolis Blues players just to slow her down enough and take away that angle.
The Charlottesville player still down as the training staff will come over to attend to her. Can't quite make out who it is lying on her back covering that number, as both teams will take this as an opportunity to go to their benches And we can also take this as an opportunity to look at what is ahead for your Annapolis Blues, because it's not that far off that we have another set of broadcasts coming up this weekend. And so our next broadcast is on Saturday, June 7th, when the Blues women's team takes on Virginia Beach City at 5 p.m. and the men's team takes on Lionsbridge FC at 7:30 p.m. All the action of that doubleheader is on NBC Sports Engine, is brought to you by Luminous Health. From Anne Arundel Medical Center to Doctors Community Medical Center, more than 100 primary and specialty care locations, we bring personalized care to your neighborhood. And that doubleheader coming up this weekend. You're getting a lot of Blues action. Back to back to back. Last Saturday, this Wednesday, next Saturday. Those are two very, very appealing games coming up at the weekend. You get a look there at Amanda Graziano. 2 goals this season, both against the Charlottesville Blues. And making her way over to the sideline is Laura Holme, who was one of those second-half subs for Charlottesville. You never want any player to go down injured, especially one that's just only been in for a few moments, as they confer with the coaching staff to see if she'll be able to continue. We'll get things restarted here through our referee. About a quarter of an hour left to play here from Navy Marine Corps Memorial Stadium. A 2-0 lead for Annapolis over Charlottesville. 5-0 on aggregate for the season thus far. Approaching do-or-die time for Charlottesville, which would be a incredibly impressive comeback and really send shockwaves through the Chesapeake division. Saw those standings coming out of our halftime break and just how tight everything is in the early goings, even though some teams have played more games than others. Annapolis, good opportunity to go in sole possession of the top spot in the Chesapeake division. The potential 3 points tonight. Phillips, alert to the danger, steps into it, but lack the precision to keep it with the home Blues. Now here's the visiting Blues. Charlottesville. Left-hand side, trying to keep it alive. And now the Blues can break forward. Driving into the attacking half. Goes over the right-hand side. And it's very well dealt with by Madeline Ratke. Did well to recover. Sean has kind of switched where in the first half it was much more Charlottesville sitting a little bit deeper and trying to play on the counter. Now that Annapolis is in the lead, they're not exactly trying to do much more than counter sometimes.
Right, yeah. I mean, I think in the first 10 minutes or so, Annapolis was doing a really good job of keeping the ball in the attacking third of the field.
Corner taken short. Stays with Annapolis. And it's going to be a Charlottesville throw-in on the far side.
It's tough the way their schedule is, that they played, Saturday, and now it's Wednesday, and their next game is Saturday again. There's part of me that thinks Charlottesville should be high pressing, should be having a little bit more urgency going forward, but not knowing what their legs are like and what their GPS monitors are like, and even just their playing philosophy. This might be all that they have midweek game, and obviously conserving for Saturday.
And we talked about that. They don't even have a full bench available to them, where Annapolis has been able to make the subs fast and furious.
Right.
There's Garmy, one of those subs, to another, and Graziano, second goal scorer. It's really helped set the tempo here in the second half, even if it is a slightly different rhythm than the first. Good burst of pace down the right-hand side. Now a slip ball for DiMartino, right side of the box. Early shot stings the palms of Sophia Deserb. quickly tosses this one out to the left-hand side. Excuse me, right-hand side. Annapolis is left. Bit of an errant pass forward. Duck 10 wins it back. Now Graziano paints that one into the path of Riley DiMartino. Has Hagu in the middle. DiMartino now moves out, and it's a goal kick for Charlottesville. Riley DiMartino not thrilled with the decision. Looks like we will have a couple Charlottesville subs coming in, and departing the action is Sandy Martins, as well as Laura Holme, who went down with that lengthy injury stoppage a moment ago. Michelle, perhaps it is unfortunate because Sandy Martins looks an incredible player. Just didn't exactly. She kind of feels like the player that maybe relies on service to create those opportunities and didn't get a ton of that tonight.
Yeah, we kept thinking that she was going to break out, on one of those through balls, but we never did see that. And that's good if you're an Annapolis Blues fan.
Yeah, absolutely. I was just going to say the kid contingent that's over to our left by the Persian Gulf signage is incredibly vocal here in the latter stages. So we're about 10 minutes from the 90. Long set piece towards the top of the Annapolis box, taken down by Charlottesville. And Garmy does exceptionally well to win that one. Had to do so cleanly. And now Annapolis might look to get forward. Graziano. Mr. Smith now operating from the right-hand side, just flying down the wing. Swapped with Riley DiMartino. Smyra Duck 10. Cross into the box. Stabbed away at the back by Delves. So Sinclair Hart and Megan Dwyer are the two that came on for Charlottesville. Hart just finished her first year at Suffolk University in Boston. One of the few players on that Skyline Elite team. And Dwyer from Midlothian High School just finished her freshman year at Elon. Ball into the box. Annapolis looking for a third. Slips it in, left-footed shot. Comfortable save in the end. We talk about McKenna Winterton for Charlottesville being a three-sport athlete, one of those being track. Well, Dwyer was a state championship in track her freshman year at Midlothian High School. That's probably music to a coach's ears. Oh, you can run fast and for a long time. Great. Welcome aboard. Here's Lauren Reed. Now Riley DiMartino, who's showed no signs of slowing down. Talk about her involvement in the first half down the right and still as active as ever as we tick down towards the 90. Of course, stick with us towards the very end for our save of the match and our player of the match. Probably some good contenders for player of the game. Some lively performances. 2 goals scored, but a lot of players have been awfully creative in this one. Sent forward off the head of Graziano. Now Smith. Back to Phillips. Into the 85th minute of play. Forward by Corcoran. Annapolis threatening once more. Shot from distance, just over top. Graziano looking for her second. She scored one from about 2 yards out. That would have been from a lot further out.
Yeah, it's a great strike by Graziano with her left foot. I really love the drive by Kelsey Smith, though. The outside in run, dragging some defenders with her, kind of opening up that little pocket for Graziano to hit that.
Smith was good on Saturday night, but she seems to be playing with another level here tonight. Started in that game against Richmond Ivy, coming off the bench here tonight. Of course, we talked about managing minutes and the frequency of games being played. Here's Delphs. Under the feet of Winterton. Back to Sinclair Hart. Flipped out towards the left. Instead finds the Charlottesville bench. And back to Phillips. Sounds like there's some kind of horn or instrument of sorts on the far side. Call and
pure
response.
Fandom out there.
And when you get the Bay Boys in for some of the other games, you got the drums, you got the flags. Looking for a great atmosphere on Saturday for that doubleheader. Annapolis deals with it at the back. Here's Smith again. This one cut back, sent up in the air by Charlottesville. And DiMartino still has it on the far side. Still with the Blues down the right, sent into the middle. It comes to the far post, cutting inside, deflected around, and eventually falls to DeSerbe. After all of that. So we're going to check out our save of the match presented by Picante Mexican Cucina, your spot for Taco Tuesdays, friendly happy hours, and the most authentic Mexican cuisine in Annapolis. And it's Abby McKella. Didn't have a ton to do, but strong aerial presence. Always welcome for defenders. Annapolis still looking to stride forward. Here's Garmy. Nodded forward by Charlottesville at the top of the box. And here come the visitor Blues. We inch closer towards the full-time whistle. Annapolis enjoying themselves now. Lauren Reed at the back. Annapolis not giving up just yet, neither is Charlottesville. A long ball to the near side. Foot race to the corner. And Garmy there to usher that one out of play.
Yeah, it's a wise decision by the defender at this point in the game just to see it out of the sideline. Let the clock tick a little bit.
It appears there's a Charlottesville player down back behind the play. A cramp, it seems. Sabahagu in the name of sportsmanship. Playing stand-in trainer, helping stretch out. And it is kind of the first really hot day and evening that we've had here in Annapolis this season. And with how frequently these girls are playing games back to back to back, it's going to take a toll for sure.
Yeah, absolutely. Especially when you're playing on a turf field. A little different playing turf and grass, obviously.
She's helped back to her feet. That's Phoebe Ryan, who's been going since the very first whistle of this game. Obviously, you're at the stage of the game where you hope it's nothing more than just a cramp from playing as hard as she has. So we've played the full 90. Wait stoppage time. So 3 minutes of added time here at the end of this Wednesday night game between Annapolis and Charlottesville, a battle of the Blues, if you will. So glad you could join us on your Wednesday night, wherever you may be watching from. Again, be sure to join us on Saturday for another doubleheader. And our player of the match, presented by YTech, seeking top computer engineering and cybersecurity professionals. Join us today at ytech.com/careers. And it's the girl who got the opener, Gabby Wisbeck. The 23rd minute of play. Also helped pull the strings in midfield. But sure was passed right to her. But, Michelle, at the end of the day, still got to finish it.
Yeah, absolutely. Good composure there.
Sent the Blues fans into a frenzy. And trying to find another frenzy here as that one's cut out the back by Charlottesville. Kelsey Smith tracking back after creating a lot here in the second half. Phillips doing the defending, intercepted by Duck 10. Now out to the right wing. Annapolis love to attack one another and repeat the scoreline from earlier in the season. There's the right-hand side, cut back to the back post, the volley. And an offside flag was raised away to our left, so the play whistled dead as we approach the final 60 minutes of this one. Just a little bit early there on the run. So, Michelle, this is the first time seeing Annapolis play in person. I guess what have been your initial impressions 93 minutes in?
Yeah, I mean, they had a game plan, playing in their 4-3-3, and as I mentioned at the beginning of the game, Coach Kennedy was talking about playing through the lines, keeping possession. I think they did well in sticking to their game plan. And on top of that, got a clean sheet. So very impressed with the game, but then also the crowd on a Wednesday night.
Yeah. We'll be sure to have another fantastic crowd on Saturday. It won't have to be away from us for long. And women's team taking on Virginia Beach City at 5 p.m.
And that's going to be a good game because they're tied with the Blues, the top of the table here. Obviously, they played a couple more games than Annapolis, but still, it's a big game for both teams.
Kelsey Smith still going strong down the right-hand side. The crowd enjoying her skill and flair. So that game against Virginia Beach is at 5, and then Lionsbridge FC comes to Navy Memorial Stadium. That game will be at 7:30, so as will be the case all season, they'll kind of be alternating the order of the men's and the women's game. So we will flip-flop from last Saturday. That Lionsbridge team is really one to watch. Them in Annapolis, a lot of eyes on those two clubs. So we've played a little bit longer than the 3 minutes of added time. Did have some cramps and injuries as Time is ticking down. Into the 95th minute now. Sent forward. This one will go out of play on the near side. And we will keep playing. And there is the full-time whistle. Annapolis remains undefeated in their first ever season. Following Saturday's home opener victory, they get a second here tonight. A 2-0 win over Charlottesville. So a great crowd on hand, many of whom will be back with us on Saturday. We hope you are too, as we wrap things up here. And Michelle, you touched on a little bit there at the end, but exciting to now take this second home win and go for a third on Saturday night.
Yeah, absolutely. And you know, as I mentioned, it's going to be a good game between two top teams. And as we know, only the top team will move on to the playoffs. So big game for both teams.
Big game, and we hope you join us for it as Annapolis stays undefeated on the season. We will see you Saturday at 5 p.m. following a good game here, the second matchup between these two teams this season. And once again, it is an Annapolis victory. So the Maryland team takes the Battle of the Blues on the goals from Wisbeck and Graziano. And that's how you get our 2-0 scoreline. Again, 5 p.m. on Saturday. Join us for more Annapolis Blues action here on NBC Sports Engine.
The 2025 Annapolis Blues season is presented by YTech, seeking top computer engineering and cybersecurity professionals. Join us today at ytech.com/careers. Rehab to Perform, empowering you to move better and live strong. Recover like the pros. Adaptic Engineering, software, systems, and cybersecurity solutions in support of the intelligence community. Picante Mexican Cocina, your local spot for Taco Tuesdays, friendly happy hours, and the most authentic Mexican cuisine in Annapolis. The Dion Company, strategic consultants comprised of creative thinkers providing full-circle solutions. Luminous Health, from Anne Arundel Medical Center to Doctors Community Medical Center and more than 100 primary and specialty care locations, we bring personalized care to your neighborhood. And the Annapolis Mall. Come check out our newest attractions, Pollo Campero, Be With Me Playseum, Pop Mart Robo Shop, and coming soon, Dick's House of Sport and Dave & Buster's.
Great game, Blues! Chesapeake Eye Care and Laser Center is proud to work with Vision Innovation Partners, a leading manager of 24 ophthalmology practices in the Mid-Atlantic region. If you aren't local to the Annapolis area, chances are we have a premier eye care practice right near you. Please visit our website at www.visioninnovationpartners.com to see a full list of all of our practice locations. See you at the next game.
The Annapolis Blues are making waves. Luminous Health is proud to be the official healthcare partner of the Blues this season. Together, we're teaming up to champion a healthier, stronger community. From injury prevention to recovery, our orthopedic specialists keep local athletes in the game. 2 local organizations, 1 winning team.
The 2025 Annapolis Blues season is presented by YTech, seeking top computer engineering and cybersecurity professionals. Join us today at ytech.com/careers. Rehab to Perform, empowering you to move better and live strong. Recover like the pros. Adaptic Engineering, software, systems, and cybersecurity solutions in support of the intelligence community. Picante Mexican Cocina, your local spot for Taco Tuesdays, friendly happy hours, and the most authentic Mexican cuisine in Annapolis. The Dion Company, strategic consultants comprised of creative thinkers providing full-circle solutions. Luminous Health, from Anne Arundel Medical Center to Doctors Community Medical Center and more than 100 primary and specialty care locations, we bring personalized care to your neighborhood. and the Annapolis Mall. Come check out our newest attractions, Pollo Campero, Be With Me Playseum, Pop Mart Robo Shop, and coming soon, Dick's House of Sport and Dave & Buster's.